Hello, this is Brian Rowe with Mythic MTG Tech, talking today about the rare drafting incident that happened at GP Vegas. And to be honest, my blood was boiling when I heard about this. This is a topic that really angers me. If you're not aware of what rare drafting is when you choose to grab a card from a pack in a draft based on its financial value, not how playable it is or how good it is in your deck. It's similar to rare dropping, which bothers me even more. Rare dropping is when you have your sealed pool and you decide to drop before registering that sealed pool and passing it on to someone else. In both of these cases, you're placing the financial value of the cards above the integrity of this clash of intellectual minds. Let's take a look at what happened at GP Vegas.
I don't think you want it in your main deck, but I mean, I probably played above Goblin Warpaint.
Okay. Sickle Slicer?
Yeah, I like Sickle Slicer better.
There's a lot of good equipment floating around. Whoa! Opened a Foil Goyf.
Oh, what do you do?
Oh, that one looks really nice in a trade binder.
He looks at the back. He's got to check the condition out.
He's checking the condition. It is stamped. Is there anything good for his deck?
Foil Tarmogoyf.
All right,
Burst
Pascal,
Lightning.
what are you made of here, buddy?
Wow.
What are
Stamped Foil
you made
Tarmogoyf
of, Pascal
from a Grand
Maynard?
Prix top 8.
You know, that could go in his collection for a very long time.
That is a nice souvenir from Grand Prix Las Vegas.
Yeah,
that
not
is
a bad souvenir.
It's the best Modern Masters souvenir on the planet, right? What better souvenir could you walk away from this weekend with? I mean, would you rather have that or a Grand Prix trophy? That is the question, Pascal Maynard. That is the question. Foil Tarmogoyf.
Pascal ends up taking the Foil Tarmogoyf. He can't bring himself to take the Burst Lightning over it. And he passes it back. That was fantastic.
After seeing this video, I was extremely angry. So angry. So mad about what happened. It really damages the sport to have something like this happen. Could you imagine a chess game where a grandmaster is offered $500 to make a subpar move in the middle of the game? That would not be tolerated. This type of action really puts money ahead of the intellectual challenge that is happening. And I was initially disgusted at what happened in this. Owen Turnwald really made the comment that viscerally came to mind when I saw that video. I felt like something had been ripped out of the game. Now, I've had a few days to calm down and make this video in a little bit of a saner place. The Tarmogoyf itself is currently up on auction, and Pascal has taken an introspective look at what happened and I think come to a conclusion that is very reasonable. Owen, after looking at the situation and calming down, has also retracted his comments. Pascal really argues that when he was making that choice, he was thinking about the financial value of the Goyf and being able to use that to attend other tournaments. I think there are other problems here, but I'm glad that Pascal looked at the situation and did at least see what the potential harm was. The potential damage is just too high. I myself will never rare draft, and I hope that others will make that same pledge to never rare draft. Pascal has to redeem himself, put the Tarmogoyf up for auction, and half of the proceeds from the Tarmogoyf are going to go to Gamers Helping Gamers. I'd heard a little bit about this charity in the background, but I decided to look into it when several $1,000s are going to be headed its direction. I was a little bit worried when I first saw the GuideStar summary. It is a registered IRS 501c3 and has been for a few years, but there's no financial data. We don't know what percentage of the money that comes in actually goes back out in scholarships. Wizards of the Coast has run an article pointing out that they are giving money away in scholarships. I'm glad that this is happening, and I hope that the nonprofit at this point takes the time to be a little more transparent with their funding, to update that information online, and just place their financials out there for everyone to see. I'm glad to support something like this, and the idea of giving scholarships to anyone, including gamers, to go on to college is very positive and noble. The real problem here is twofold, though. First, it is extremely expensive for individuals to grind, to attempt to get on the Pro Tour, to go from event to event, to stay on the Pro Tour. And most of the money is not making it back to players. There's intermediaries who make most of the money. Now, Wizards has done something very positive in adding the platinum level to the Pro Tour, which does allow a small amount of compensation. But I think there's really an opportunity here for strong players to crowdfund some of these things, to share more of what they're doing with the public, to go out there and provide content in a way that allows people to contribute to helping them stay on the Pro Tour. There is some luck involved in Magic. It's not all skill. There is a random factor involved. And there is no way that you can stay on the Pro Tour if you are spending thousands of dollars to show up to events and placing high, but not in those top 2 or 4 or 8 seeds on a continual basis. The other real problem is the value of Tarmogoyfs. There is a clear shortage of Goyfs considering the number of people who want to play Modern, and Tarmogoyf is approaching a price point equivalent of what the Moxes were several years ago. Now, we don't need foils to play. I could care less how much the foils are, but Tarmogoyfs themselves are likely to hit $250 after the printing of Modern Masters 2 before we see a Modern Masters 3. And having this type of a price point on a modern card can be a real challenge for players to get in and compete. I'm not just going to be negative. I've got some solutions here. If you want to avoid rare drafting, I suggest implementing a rule at the GP level to where the cards from the draft are redrafted based on your standings at the end. Whoever comes in first gets the first pick of all the cards that are in that pool. I have played Modern Masters 1 drafts several times under this rule, and it makes for very interesting, very competitive, very fun drafts. Nobody rare drafts because they want the best possible deck so that they can get a shot at those cards when you redraft at the end of the tournament. Another option is just to print more Goyfs. I don't think Wizards of the Coast is going to do this. I think they want Goyf to be the modern Black Lotus, to be that card that individuals look up to in the modern age as incredible, unobtainable, but possibly obtainable through this lottery of packs. I don't think that that is good for modern players. I would like to see Goyfs in either an event deck or in something that's more readily available so that more people can enter Modern and feel like they've got a chance at competing with those top tier decks. Thanks, this has been Brian Rowe with Mythic MTG Tech. If you like the content, please support the channel on Patreon. I'm working on upgrading the audio system here and upgrading the way that future videos are recorded. Please help out the channel. Greatly appreciate it. We've got a Basics of Burn video coming out here in the next few days, and hopefully a rug deck tech that I'm working on editing.